Alright guys, I'm going to be doing something a little different this week since I just passed 100 physical games in my collection. It's not a lot, but it's more of a personal goal. And you should see my room right now. It's a complete mess. I have stuff stacked everywhere so I can show you in this video, or series of videos, because this is going to be a 3-part video. First I'll be going over the retro games I have, which is like stuff before 2000. Then I'll be showing you games from the 6th generation onward. And then finally I'll be talking about miscellaneous accessories and other junk that I have accumulated over years. Some of it I had when I was a kid, and some of it I got recently. Most of the games, however, I have acquired in the past few years. Since I sold a lot of my collection off at various times, whether it was like selling my Super Nintendo for Star Fox or selling my N64 stuff to my step-uncle, I pretty much sold my stuff every generation, so it's pretty unfortunate that I don't have those games anymore. So having 100 games again is really nice, and I can't wait to get all the stuff that I used to have back. But I'm going to take a break from collecting for a while, so I thought I'd make this video to commemorate me getting over 100 physical games. I probably won't be making a video like this for a long while. Maybe after I get 500 or 1,000. Maybe I should wait till 1,000. Anyway, let's get started with NES games. Now, I never owned an NES as a kid, but there's a chain of stores here called Trade It that sells NES games really cheap. Like the $3 to $5 range, though recently they've started marking up a few things. I remember when I first went there with my biology professor, we were looking around for games and he was looking for games for this kid, and there was Final Fantasy there for $5. And pretty much all of the NES games were marked at $5. It didn't matter what it is, they just marked them all. So it's unfortunate that they're starting to mark them differently, but still you can find some good deals there. So this first one, Adventure Island, this is one of the ones that I got when I first went there. Disney's Adventures in the Magical Kingdom is a recent one that I got. And it actually came with one of these NES cases and with the manual. The funny thing is that the manuals in here, there's 2 of them. There's one for Disney's Adventures in the Magic Kingdom, and there's one for Yo Noid. I have no idea why that was in here, but it is. So, in case I ever get Yo Noid. Next up is a Styanax. It was only $3, so I went ahead and got it. It's a pretty interesting arcade port. One of the black box games, Baseball, for $3. Blaster Master. This is also one of the first games I got when I first went there. This is a pretty recent purchase. This is Castlevania 2, and it was $3. This is when I went with Hirasashi when going to BronyCon. Here's Dr. Mario. I got this for $5, I think, though the board in it is crooked, so I'm going to have to open it up, but I don't have the proprietary tool to open it, so I'll probably get one of those soon so I can fix the way the board is sitting in there, because it's all diagonal right now. I got Dragon Warrior for $3. I got Excite Bike along with Golf and Baseball one day, and this was actually marked for $5, but they rang up all 3 as $3. So, good deal for me, I guess. I got Faxanadu, this is also one of the first 4 games that I got. I got Ghosts and Goblins, and it looked to be in good condition when I bought it, but Trade It puts them in these plastic sleeve things with the price on the top of it, and I wanted to see if it looked good, and I looked in it, and it looked to be pretty good. But unfortunately, when I took it out, label. The label is a bit torn right there, but it still works. So I might get a double of it, and if I get a double of it, I'll probably sell or trade this one. Golf, I already said I got this. Hogan's Alley, got it for $3. Kid Icarus, which is in really good condition. I wish I could find Metroid though. King's Knight. This is the last of the 4 games that I first got when I went to trade it, and it's not very good. The label looks interesting, and it's made by Square, but if you've seen ProJared's review, he pretty much hits the points on why this is not a very good game. I just got it because the label looked cool. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! If you follow me on Tumblr, you know that I got this for $1. I bought it at a local bargain shop, and they had a bin of a bunch of CDs and computer games and some Saturn games, of all things. And they had this in there, and they were all $1, so I got it for $1. Ninja Gaiden. This is another one of the games that I got while going up to BronyCon, and it was $5. Also, this is the hardest game that I've ever beaten. I didn't beat it on the NES, though. I had it on the Virtual Console. But still, without save states. Red Racer for $3. Mario Brothers Duck Hunt. Of course, everybody has this. Got it for $3 at Trade It. I also got this for $3 at Trade It. This is the Mario Duck Hunt and World Class Track Meet. Mario 3, which is in really, really good condition. Got it for $10, but a little bit more than I'm willing to pay but still it's in really, really good condition. These next two games here are the only two games that I haven't gotten at Trade It besides Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! And that's Star Tropics 1 and 2. They were like $7 and $8 when I found them, but they're in really good shape. Plus, I love Star Tropics. I played it on the Virtual Console and fell in love with it. I still have not beaten it though. The last dungeon is hella hard, and I don't feel like playing Star Tropics 2 until I beat the first one. And these last two NES games are some games that I got while going to BronyCon, and it is Strider, which was $5, and Tetris for 99 cents. I'm not quite sure why this was priced at 99 cents because they had two others that were 3 and 5. Trade It tends to have random pricing on things. This stack of NES games, I actually had two stacks, and now I have one big stack. I'm afraid it's going to fall over, so I'll put it in a different stack now. Alright, that's it for NES, so on to Super Nintendo. I only have 5 Super Nintendo games right now, and that's mainly because I don't really find many at Trade It. And what I usually do find is a bit more than the NES games. But I never really find a cartridge over $20. I've still yet to see anything like Earthbound there. That'd be great. First I have Dinocity, or Dino City. I saw this and I just had to get it because of JonTron. And it was only $5, so why not? Jurassic Park. I actually got this at a store that used to be in Rocky Mount called Game On, and they had some pretty good prices on things, but unfortunately they went out of business. The thing is, people in Rocky Mount don't play video games. It's actually one of the worst towns in NC. And I'm not making that up. There's a lot of crime that goes down there. Trade It seems to survive because they sell things other than video games. I mean, even the Best Buy there shut down. And though Best Buy does sell things other than video games, their prices cannot compete with something like Trade It. Everything in Trade It is used. I should stop talking about Trade It because it sounds like they're sponsoring me. But honestly, they aren't. It's just a really good place to find video games in North Carolina, especially retro stuff. At least Eastern North Carolina. I don't think there's Trade It's in Western North Carolina. Anyway, on with the rest of the Super Nintendo games. Next is A Link to the Past, and this was actually given to me by my friend Heather because she had 2 copies. Super Mario All-Stars. This was one of the first games that I got for the Super Nintendo. And last but not least of the Super Nintendo games, Yoshi's Island. When I saw this, I immediately bought it and went home to play it because I love this game to death. It was one of my favorites as a kid, so I played it and beat it. Which, I never actually beat it as a kid, so I'm sort of like finishing something I started when I was little. Alright, before I move on to 64 stuff, I'm going to show some other 16-bit things I have, which are Genesis games. Now these I got for like $3 a piece at a thrift store. That was like about like 3 years ago. Actually, not even that. It was like 5 years ago. And these all have cases, but not all of them have manuals. The first one is Echo the Dolphin, which honestly, I don't really like that much. Even though I love dolphins and everything, I think the gameplay is a little stilted. The second one is much better though. Mickey's Ultimate Challenge. I've actually never played this. Eternal Champions, something else that I haven't played, and Sonic 2. Of course I've played this before, who hasn't? Alright, on to N64 stuff, starting with 1080 Snowboarding. I got this for 99 cents. Blast Corps, which is pretty fun, though those dump truck levels are super frustrating. Banjo-Kazooie, which I have never actually played as a kid, so I've been playing it now, and actually it's very fun. It really holds up. Play Fighter 63 1/3, why not? Diddy Kong Racing, F-Zero X, and F-Zero X again. I'm not sure how I ended up with 2 copies of these. But still, very fun game. Glover, because also why not? Jet Force Gemini. This I also got at that Game On store that used to be in Rocky Mount. Pilot Wing 64. Never played it before, but it looks really interesting. Turok, because dinosaurs. Wave Race 64. The label's a little damaged, but it still works. And before I show you my last N64 game that I got recently, let me show you these 2 games that are very damaged and they don't look good at all. You would think these are not worth getting because of the labels and whatnot, and they might not work, but if you clean it enough, they will work. And I found out that this is actually Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer. And this is WrestleMania 2000. Not very rare at all, but every time I see one of these cartridges at Trade It, I just pick it up just to see what it is. Because like I said, if you clean it enough, it will work. I have yet to have a cartridge not work on me. The last N64 game, like I said, if you follow my Tumblr, you would know that I got this, Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, for $20. Which I consider to be a pretty good deal since it goes for about $40 right now. And it is in pristine condition. The contacts look like they haven't been touched at all. And I couldn't believe it was just in this good of condition. For $20, yeah, I'm gonna get it. And I've never played Majora's Mask before. I was going to on my Wii with a virtual console since someone gifted it to me. But soon after that, my Wii died. So now I get to play it on the original hardware. And last and certainly least are a few common Game Boy games that I got, which includes Play Action Football, Baseball, Golf, F1 Race, Alleyway, and Nintendo World Cup Soccer. Now I got these because my goal is to get every Nintendo published game. It's just something I thought I could work towards because I know I'm not going to get every NES game or every Super Nintendo game, but I could try for every Nintendo published game. There's about 600 of them right now, and that's spanning across all generations. So that's it for the retro games I have. Join me next time when I talk about the modern games that I have, and I will see you next time. Bye! Hey, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and share it. And be sure to subscribe for videos I upload every week. And if you're feeling really generous, check out my Patreon page. And as always, thank you for watching.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, by now we're getting a bit used to winter. We're like soldiers in the middle of a campaign, growing hardened to discomfort and better able to save